Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I'm trying to make a plate to mount a motor on my South Bend 9-inch lathe, and it's been a project for about a week now. One of the things that I really dislike doing is using a hacksaw to cut a piece of plate steel. So over the years I've developed different methods of doing it. My most favorite is to use a plasma cutter, but I don't own one. Having tried a hacksaw, which completely wears you out, changing that around for a cutting torch, which works quite well, cuts very quickly, but then it has all the problems of being rough and having to require a lot of grinding. I settled on a chop saw. Chop saw has got a very good finish when you're done. The only thing is it's really noisy. So you're probably going to want to turn down the video when this thing starts. Method I use to check square on the blade is I put the square up against the stop, then I bring the blade down and check for daylight between the blade and the square. Doesn't matter a whole lot if you're cutting 1-inch stock, a little bit of variation, no big deal. When you're cutting an 8.5-inch plate, a little bit of variation can end up with quite a bit of grinding at the end of it. Now, just because I check the square on the blade doesn't mean that it's going to crack exactly straight. Might be a little wander in there. But the closer I am to start with, the better my chances of ending up with a good cut when I'm done. So I bring the blade down, touch the mark. I want to keep this side, so I'm cutting on that side of the mark that I put in. There's always a kerf. This is an 1/8-inch wheel. It sometimes makes the kerf out to about, sometimes as high as 3/16, but not very often. So I like to leave a little extra room in there. Okay, hearing protection in place. You might want to turn down your audio. Turns out that this job was a little bit over the capacity of the cutoff saw. So now I'm going to do it with the angle grinder. See how that works. Well, that was interesting. Set my coat on fire. Try this again. like a hot knife through butter in more ways than one. Definitely generated a lot of sparks and tremendous amount of heat. Set my coat on fire. The cut's not anywhere near as straight as I would like, but it is cut off and I can take the grinder to it now. Okay, even though we had a trial by fire, managed to get the steel plate cut. All the holes are drilled, the edges are ground, got the corners rounded. Might take a file to it just to clean it up a little bit. Then next, countersink the holes and tap them.